And Hodges going with him now. Oh, Tubby's lost half the rainbow paddle pop down his front.
Dropped it.
Can't want that.
A 10-second rule?
Yep.
Oh, on carpet.
It used to be a 5-second rule. That's carpet.
That's carpet.
That's
Tubbs.
fine.
Oh,
Come on, Tubbs.
Sure, that's fine.
Mate, that's a knock on.
You're joking. You've got, they say you've got 30 seconds.
30?
Yeah, plenty of time.
Is that on camera?
He was fast when he played. He played for the Brisbane Heat, obviously, Kima. Had him at Christmas Day at our place. When he played for the Brisbane Heat, that was an experience in itself.
Yes.
I said, what do you like to drink? He said, just a bottle of XO Hennessy. I said, okay. What, a bottle with
bottle.
Coke? He said, no, just straight, Coach. Okay, no problems. Had a beautiful day. He left, he finished the bottle.
No way.
Fantastic.
Stark bowling to Brathwaite. Firmly to
Loved
mid-off.
to drink. Kima.
A whole bottle.
Whole bottle. Yeah, went home, no problems.
Yes, Heath.
Beacon Trade, bottle of XO Hennessy contains 22 standard drinks.
God.
It was comfortable for him.
I would bet.
He sat down playing, what's the game that the Call of Duty. Yeah, he was playing that with my son all day. He had a great day. One of the all-time greats, Kemar Roach, I love him.
Marsh at third, Green in the gully, Point, mid-off, mid-on. Straightish mid-wicket to fine leg. And he's beaten by a good length delivery from Cummins. That caused a bit of friction with your brother, didn't it, when Shane was dropped from the team?
Yeah. It was a brave decision, obviously, to drop Shane, because we know how great Shane was, but I think at the right time it was fair enough. But yeah,
Was
obviously
it
didn't go
Colin
down.
Miller? Was it Colin Miller came in the team?
Well, Miller and McGill, wasn't it?
And McGill and Shane played in the previous test. But then you got someone called Adam Dale.
Oh, Chippen.
Yeah.
He played that test, did he?
Yeah.
He needs a green top to beat his best. Chippen.
Brathwaite defends off the back foot, calls a quick single. Marner still on the move in the field. He provides some vibrancy. Can't stop the single, 1 for 60.
I reckon by the tone of that comment, you gave him a bit of tap.
You were there.
Adam. He was actually a really good bowler in the right conditions, but Antigua was not the right conditions.
50 partnership is up off 66 deliveries. You were there.
I was, but I can't remember his figures. But yeah, he was a very good bowler here at Gabba, Adam Dale.
Heath will have a look into that test match. What do you got, Heath, baby?
Don't have the wet bulb figure, sadly, but feels like 37.9 degrees here in Brisbane. Brian Lara's career strike rate via Adam Dale in tests, 146.
Oi!
How many times you play him?
Twice.
146.
In a test match. Wow. Okay.
Stick to the Gabba.
Yeah. Exactly. The poor bugger, they picked him in the test match in Bangalore as well, Adam Dale.
He could swing it both ways, seam
Yeah.
it both ways.
He actually had a good bouncer
Skillful operator.
at the Gabba, not in Antigua. But he stood the seam up nicely. Obviously straight onto the middle of your bat.
He's not listening at the moment. Hodge again defends, straight back down the wicket, Marsh. So did you play, Bernie? Have you played much cricket yourself?
Oh, I just played cricket at school, basically.
What was your best day? What was your best day?
My best day was playing for Western Suburbs District Cricket Club as a junior. I was the opening bowler. I had 7 for 4.
Wow. That's a fair day.
Until I got edged off the last ball and I ended up with 7 for 8.
Fair day.
Still pretty handy.
That is day out, that.
That was under 10s.
Hodge leaves alone outside on stage. Were we bowling heat? What were you?
I was bowling heat. Yeah, it would have been about 35 kilometres an hour, I'd imagine, at that point. But one thing I do remember about it, would have been, so that would have been 1980 or 81, and there was a kid wearing a helmet, which is the first time I'd ever seen a kid wearing a helmet.
Right.
Yeah, which is pretty weird. And I bowled him with a full toss over his head.
Brett Lee style. Yeah. Didn't mind bowling a few boons, did he?
No, he was more than capable of delivering a few of those.
Well, a lot of blokes are throwing bombs and then run away from the story.
I think I'm going to have to tell it because Finchy can't remember half of the story. This is the version that I heard.
Okay,
right?
well, give us your version.
Okay, so Justin Langer woke up at 12:03
today.
No, the first night of the Test match,
right?
Or on the eve of the Test match.
Okay.
So 12:03, and he had a sense of something going on that was a little bit peculiar in his bedroom, in his own
hang on. What time of night is it?
hotel room.
All right, just hang on. Unfortunately, Greaves is getting in the way here. He's bowling to Khawaja, who hopefully defends. He does. Continue.
So he looks over to his right and he sees another human being in his room.
What?
And he puts the light on, and there's Aaron Finch naked getting into his bed.
Oh, no!
And he says, "What the hell are you doing?" And he goes, and Finchy goes, "Well, what are you doing?" "I'm getting into my bed." He goes, "Mate, you're in my room."
So the Colac Flyer's got no kit on.
He's got no kit on.
Oh, my
And
heavens.
he's just going to sidle up next to Justin Langer.
Oh, Greaves needs to pull a hamstring to stop bowling, and Khawaja pushes it down the ground. No run, 7-2-2-5.
So at this stage, I believe Finchy's sort of not really awake totally. So I'm not sure. I think he's sleepwalking or whatever. So Justin Langer then rings reception, and they said, I've got someone else in. So he ends up going down to reception.
Does he know
and
the
they
other
check-
person's Finchy?
Well, I'm not sure. But anyway, he gave Finchy a towel. He said, "Mate, just cover yourself up for a start."
And he just hung it straight up on the towel rack, did he? Nicely driven by Khawaja. It's a glorious cover drive. He'll move to 69, 7-2-29. That's all right. Continue.
So Justin Langer's gone down to reception and said, "Look, there's something going on with my keys. I don't know what's going on." And they're like very apologetic. "Well, I don't know how this has happened." So they've gone. Two of them have come back up with Justin Langer, knocked on the door. Finchy opens the door in the towel. And by this stage, were you sort of awake and sort of coherent at this stage? But no one can work out how Finchy got into Justin Langer.
We're going to need more than an over to get through the rest of this. Greaves to Khawaja. We need a couple of no balls as it's pushed through point for a single, 7-2-30.
But you're over the opposite side.
So I'm just
Is that
staying
right?
across the hallway from JL.
Right.
I've obviously got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom,
Yep.
walked out the front door accidentally.
Oh, lights off.
Lights off, just walked out the front door, closed behind, and I do sleepwalk, I'll give you that.
Are you nude?
I had undies on.
So you're in the corridor in your Reg Grundies?
Yes.
With no key to get back in?
I can't remember going to...
But how did he get into Justin Langer's room?
Well, this is the next question.
Well, we worked out, by this time, it's half an hour after it's happened.
Greaves to Cummins. Yeah, nicely cut away again by the skipper. Is coming back for two. He moves to 38, 7-2-32.
And JL's door wasn't closed. So he'd gone to bed. Door hadn't closed properly. So in my state that I'm in, I'd taken a sleeping tablet and...
So you just wandered in?
Just wandered in. It was so embarrassing. And the worst part is when you wake up and you've got no idea. Like you're just standing at the end of someone else's bed.
Does this happen to you often on tour, Finchy, or not?
It's happened a few times.
Wow.
No, sorry. I mean, I've woken up a few times in hallways.
Wow.
Finchy, I just want to run you past something. JB confronted me with this earlier in the summer. It's quite an average-looking lid, that.
Braces, bleached blonde hair, Oakley M-frames on your lid.
That's it.
And coloured in
Slazing your
eyebrows.
bat. Yeah, look at him. It's ugly. It's not good. So, anyway,
James,
on the back of that...
Sorry, Ferg. James, I just want you to know that I've got no part in this.
You're not going to find a bad photo of me. They don't exist.
So, Finchy, I just want you to describe what you're seeing there. Can you describe it for the listeners, please?
Boundary reporter James Brayshaw. Where's this at? Is it at
2004?
2004 Adelaide Oval?
No,
Amy Stadium.
Amy Stadium, sorry.
Yep.
Amy Stadium.
He's got the see-through yellow specs on.
Folkleys. Well, I tell you what happened.
Run us through this.
My deal was coming to an end. So I thought
from your playing days?
I probably just need to keep this rolling somehow. So I said, send me... It was actually Jason Richardson was the rep at Oakley.
Yep.
And I said, all right, they were trying to get these sort of lighter frames up. I said, lenses up. I said, all right, send me a pair. I'll see if I can work them into the boundary on 9 footy.
Yeah, but usually...
So it was shameless.
Usually you wear them on dusk or something in a cricket match when the lights are just starting to fade to brighten up. This is a blue skies.
There's dead set, not a cloud in the sky.
As green bowls to silver. Like I said, there was a reason for it.
Right.
I needed to keep a deal rolling.
Okay.
So have you still got the deal?
Every now and then I hit it. It's not a formal deal.
Some
Just every now
loose
and then.
ambassadorial ship.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think. I don't think I'm high on their list of priorities anymore.
I wore them for years playing cricket for Australia and never received a free pair.
Oh,
you're on.
You are.
Now we've
you
heard it
can't
all.
even say that.
He's trying
You
to do
can't
it
even
straight,
get
mate.
those words
I
out.
paid for every pair.
You are a joke, Captain.
So is that the only time you wore them?
Oh, I can't remember. We're talking about a long time ago. Big shout! LBW! Humpy! Nothing. Cam Green's head rolls back.
That's nipped back from Cameron Green.
Looked high.
Yeah, it looks high. And the players on the ground are saying high.
Yeah.
All right, so that's no DRS.
So
Sadly. No, I wouldn't be able to tell you, Ferguson.
yeah,
We'll
okay.
again.
No, my understanding is, on good authority, they were worn for at least 2 years. We've got good examples on YouTube. It's just spread across YouTube.
That would be the same day. All of those examples would be the same day.
Well, our understanding is, round one the next season, you plonked them on your head as well when you were introducing the season.
You are shameless.
I very much doubt it. I think it was a one-day
In
only
fact-
setup. Green in, De Silva facing and driving
Oh,
firmly
beautiful.
wide and mid-off. Lovely shot. Cummins in pursuit. You're going to complete a couple. Good bit of fielding from the skipper.
So, just moving on here, we've found another photo that we thought might be.
Who's that?
Got WCW World Champion Jeff Jarrett.
That's him. So he knows a good pair of lenses.
Found Anastasia,
hello.
a pop star, looking rather nice in a similar pair.
I was ahead of my time, Fergus.
Yes, and we've also got Pete Weber. Now, Pete Weber was in the US Open 2012.
And here's Green bowling and edging
Oh.
through the vacant third slip area for a boundary. Lead of 178.
That wasn't far away, was it?
Moves to 6. I don't know who Pete Weber is.
Wasn't far. So he was the 2012 US Open champion who threw down a strike
Oh, right.
in the US Open 10-pin bowling
Right, yes.
with the last bowl of the contest.
Wow.
And we have some audio that might remind people of Pete Weber going viral.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
Have a listen to Pete. I like it. Celebrating properly.
Right, rolling on here.
Well, that's a bit more like it.
Into the next over.
Yeah. That's a bit more like it. 557 Discovery Parks, Triple M Rocks Cricket.
You might be a bit more comfortable with this one, JB.
Well,
That's Brad Pitt.
I thought that was me for the first round.
The oil painting himself.
I thought you found one from that game.
No, not you.
Have we taken a break or not? No.
No, we're rolling. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah,
And we
Ali
found
G.
Ali G.
Yeah, good.
You're quite comfortable with that one?
Humorous. I like it. Oh, no. Nah, they're
Elton
same.
John.
They're the big wide ones.
Oh, no, they're very
They're
similar.
the big floral numbers.
We found one more, which we thought was rather similar.
Oh,
George Michael.
Georgie Michael.
Yes.
Can't grow that sort of stubble.
But
I haven't got that in me. You see, I was before my time, Fergus. All he's showing
Saw
here
it coming.
is everyone else wearing the similar.
Saw it
lens.
coming, did you?
You got a pair of them in your Fitchy? Pair of those yellowies?
Once they send them, I'll wear them.
Take note out there.
Stark over the wicket to De Silva on 7. From the Vulture Street end, no shot off it through.
So where did you see your likeness showing most through there?
Oh, Brad Pitt. Well, as I said, I thought it was me.
Pete Weber. What about that? Pete Weber.
Pete Weber.
Oh,
I'm the man.
Big Pete.
Come on, Pete.
Who you think you are? I am.
I like it. I like it.
Actually, there's a bit of a story about Darren Lehman, who used to coach in the Indian Premier League. Rajasthan, was it Rajasthan?
He had
Who did
Hyderabad.
Did he?
He had Deccan Chargers.
Oh, Deccan Chargers.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, they were trying to introduce the ice baths to, and the local boys in the squad, the Indians, just didn't like didn't like the ice baths. So we'll just wait for Pat Cummins to come charging in.
Not quite ready, but he's ready now. He's got another start. He's 18 off 31. The Australian captain is with him now. He has him defending off the back foot to cover, no run.
So they were trying to convince the local boys to try and get into the ice bath, and they were a bit, nah, sorry. No. And then next thing, they reckon they heard, excuse me, and there was a naked Darren Lehman just trying to get through all the squad, and then did a big bomb in the ice bath.
Come on, Buff.
He loves getting nude, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
No. One of the great nudists.
Is he?
Well, I've seen him abseil nude.
Oh, hang on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No one needs to hear about that.
Well, it was pretty frightening from seeing it come down.
I'll bet it was.
Athanaze waiting, and it's a full board. He drives down the ground. A really good shot. Right past Marnus at mid-off and into the boundary for 4. Athanaze moves to 22. Really good shot. The lead now for the West Indies, 120.
What a lovely shot that was, straight down the ground, Blue. But seriously, how did that come about?
No, well, we're for South Australia, we're on a pre-season camp and sort of like a team building thing, and we were doing the abseiling, and I remember one of the guys just couldn't do it. He was above trying to come down. He was in tears. He just couldn't, scared of heights.
Cummins in again at Athanaze, a short ball, and he ducks under.
So we're all, come on, we're trying to encourage him to come over the edge, and we're all down. So everyone's done it pretty much. And next thing we see this figure coming over the edge, and it's not the guy that was scared. It was Darren Lehman, and he was completely naked. And he had the harness, the harness that almost like the triangle around the front. And he's coming down backwards, so it was just the the big brown just lowering him.
The big hairy ass.
No,
that's not a good image.
Stuff nightmare
made of.
And there was no rope burn, so he was all right.
Athanaze is facing the next delivery by Cummins, and he pads it down to Gully. And there's no run. 3 for 98. The lead 120. Is that the type of stuff Buff would do as coach and player, just to get everyone to have a laugh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's such a good bloke, isn't he?
He's a ripper.
Well, he's loved everywhere around this ground. Yesterday, everyone, you walked around with him. Go, Buff, well done, Buff. It just brings a smile to people's faces.
He does.
3 for 100. That's 100 up for the Windies. And you've been throwing Buff under the bus, and he's come in from his break, and Buff, we've got
he's got a mic.
So
where'd that come from?
If you
Greggy.
if you missed it, abseiling nude down.
Yes or no?
On a South Australian.
Yes.
But why would you tell half the world that, Greggy? With your hairy backside.
And an ice
very good
bath
point.
in the IPL. Nude.
Yes.
Yes.
But why does everyone have to know I like getting nude, Greg?
Green around the wicket to Athanaze. Short ball whipped off his hip. He'll pick himself up one. His head is quite screwy. Looks for the second. They're coming back. Good running by the West Indies. He just makes it as the throw comes in at the non-strikers.
Don't worry about the running, Gussie. Couldn't care what the West Indies are doing.
We're an open book here at Triple M Cricket.
Obviously.
So once you sign up, it's just open slather.
You should start to panic then.
Yes. What's the time? 3:50. We've got 10 minutes on it.
You just have to wait till I get back on, Greg.
Yes. Have we got a spell together? I think we have at some stage.
Oh, look out.
Green to Athanaze, and it's a full ball driven, and it just beats the man. Mitchell Marsh in the gully, and it'll go down to the boundary for 4. Athanaze moves to 28. 3 for 106, the Windies. The lead now 128.
Gussie, I'm worried about my wife.
Why?
She's going to get stuck in the bluey.
Oh,
no.
She doesn't like anyone bad-mouthing you?
No, not with my hairy backside. Had a bit of chafe then, Blue, too, abseiling, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
You got to get the paw on the chafe.
Just try and picture it in your head.
I've got it.
I don't want to.
Oh, it's there.
Buff lowering himself down.
Rather large
From
member, floating around.
Green into Athanaze. This ball is defended to cover. No run.
No manscaping in those days.
No, that's 31 overs done. Thanks
I
a
can
lot.
attest to that.
Thank you, boys, for Discovery Park's Triple M Rocks Cricket.
Here's Stark, and that's well outside the off stump.
Well, I think I like it. I like the visual, but if it's starting to, what are you up to, mate? You've headed downstairs underneath the.
Trying to charge my phone. Just
right.
Phone's gone dead.
I get a bit nervous when you start diving down towards there.
Which one of the two phones is that?
Well, I don't know what that triggered. What I just triggered there.
Anyway,
this is getting a bit spicy.
But in terms of the bails, if it's starting to affect not the outcome of the game, well, it might have because
that was Carey.
Carey,
yeah, that's right.
is Brathwaite waiting and ignoring again bad bowling.
You know what, Dan, though? I am straightening up a touch. I'm with you. If it is...
Well, Bluey, I didn't put the bloody plugs down there.
Bobbing for apples down there.
You're an attractive man, Bluey. You're not my type. Mate, you're not my type, Bluey. I'm sorry.
Good grief. Where are we heading?
Mate, can a man not charge his phone in peace?
Let's just find North for a minute. I'm with you. I think we've got to find a bail that's not affecting the game of cricket.
Good season feed, Cal. Yes. We'll move on. It's an admirable effort to keep it on.
Trying to help you out.
Last ball of the over, and Brathwaite is forward, defending into the ground. Nothing for 5 off through the West Indies. Discovery Park's Triple M Rocks cricket.
Well done.
It was that 1999 series when we played Australia and Jamaica, and they had us 36 for 4. I was not out in 2 or 4, but Pedro Collins was also not out. Just remember, we got the next day. We did not lose a wicket. We were 370 for the same 4. But in the second over of the day, Jason Gillespie bowling to Pedro Collins in Dhaka, straight under Hector, and he's on the floor after this delivery.
Alzari in, shouldering arm, Smith.
So he's on the floor and he's rolling and on his back, and you know, I looked at him and I said, hold on, take the box out. He said, I forgot to put it on.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Oh. And off he went. on came Jimmy Adams.
Oh, no.
Oh, makes your eyes water.
Do you recover eventually?
Didn't need him in the second innings.
And this is push forward by Smith.
I mean, has he still got the full complement, or?
Yeah.
You know the old saying, Cal, take the pain, leave the swelling. This is the story, Cal. So firstly, let's just put a cap on the actual incident, because it's been reported at approximately 10:40 p.m. last night. Police responded to reports of gunshots fired in Brisbane City in what appears to be a targeted attack. 3 people sustained non-threatening injuries, non-life-threatening injuries. So that's the good thing. The alleged offenders fled the scene.
Thank goodness.
Travelled to Darra, where they set the vehicle on fire. They were travelling just after midnight. On it goes. So no fatalities. So it's probably why we can talk about this with a fair degree of freedom. And there were concerning things. We had people really concerned racing into our hotel lobby and had seen it or were very close to it or might have got a bit of shrapnel. But what we need to do, Cal, is establish a relationship with the hotel to get a hold of the CCTV footage.
Well, we're desperately keen to
because it's going to tell so many stories about how people in a crisis react.
How they handle themselves, you know, whether they're thinking about others first or themselves. There's a bit to cover here and unpack. I was deeply disturbed by one particular member of the group and their behaviour.
Who's that?
Gus Wallen's behaviour.
Gus Wallen?
The minute there was a sign of trouble.
I heard he had a room full of people.
Yeah, so it was interesting because he probably pushed past or barged past a number of members of public on the way to the lifts.
Okay.
But then
This is a wild claim.
I haven't heard this.
I think the description I heard was like George Costanza knocking over Bozo the clown and the kids when the party set on fire. Now, I do not agree with that assessment.
Now, once
I do not
clear
agree
of
with
the
that
trouble, though, Gus did invite a number of members of the public up to his room and just, you know, can I comfort you? And
always a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of seriously distressed people that he had in his room for a little while.
He did.
And we'll get Gus's mic. He is allowed to defend himself here, Cal.
Absolutely, he is. Absolutely.
I'll just say this, Gus. We did look back, and I thought I saw you. It was just a puff of dust in your shape. You weren't the only one, by the way. We'll get Gus. Haddon also. I think Haddon's the biggest.
Well,
is that right?
Hads is he's sort of charades as the tough guy of Triple M.
Yeah.
And Australian cricket. So what did he do?
Well, he ducked behind a chair and then, which was perfectly fine, but then he was reaching over to try and grab his mobile phone, and I think he sacrificed the mobile phone just to get into the lift and get out of there.
Can I cut in here, please?
He jumped into Gussie's slipstream.
Gussie.
Can I just say, Dan, you've been a friend of mine for a long time. Cal, you've been a friend of mine for a long time. The character assassination that has just happened over the last couple of minutes.
We're not done with it. It's not just you. We're going
I actually don't mind getting stick if I deserve it. But on this particular occasion, sure, no doubt, I ducked to the ground. Sure, I picked up my bag. And sure, I was just like a lizard getting myself to the lift. But I filled 3 lifts with people and then had people in my room that I'd saved who had come off the street that weren't staying at the hotel.
And
I saved those people.
And they helped themselves to your minibar as well.
Well, Triple M won't let us have a minibar, but yes, I had a problem with the minibar a few years ago, so it now gets taken out of my room.
You at least, I mean, I know in that mini bar you got chocolate. We've all got chocolate bar, or not mini bar, but you've got the chocolate bars, you've got the packets of chips. I mean, in their stress, did you at least?
I did. I offered them the twirl. And I offered them the pack of salt and it was just salted chips because the salt and vinegar would have gone if. But the point is, I was a hero last night. And that's how.
No.
And that's how I want to be remembered.
I'll let you come on and defend yourself. I'm not going to let you come on.
We're not going to cop this, are we?
Right, and
We're
I
not
have no
copy
doubt,
this.
when you say you offered a twirl, you've opened it up, you've taken one for yourself, and you've broken it. Given it to the other. That's true.
That may be true too, Dan.
So that's Warland. That's Haddon.
Yes.
Who else are we? I'll say this. Ferguson and Ganane did the same thing.
What?
We all, after the second shot, actually all started to make way towards the lifts because at that point we thought, okay, this is fair income. Most of the Triple M crew just took off to the lift.
Yep.
Totally understandable. Ferguson and Ganane grabbed their drink. Mate, I just got a full...
was with us.
It was a full Peroni, and that's hotel prices, mate. That's a $16 beer. I'm not giving that up.
Looking back, we were a bit slow.
So here I am holding, and it's in not one of those like sherry glasses type situations, and I'm waddling through to the lifts, holding this Peroni, trying not to spill it.
I'll tell you what I did note was obviously the WhatsApp group lights up like a Christmas tree. You know, the news gets around that there's been, some disturbance near the team hotel of significance.
Yeah.
The response to the WhatsApp news from one Darren Buff Lehman was to send a photo of him pouring himself another glass of red.
So totally oblivious to the whole thing,
A real lack of care.
Or just saying, hey, had a rough night, eh, boys? I'm just enjoying a nice glass of shardy. Anyway, so we survived.
We did. And Gus has written himself into the history books as a hero.
That's exactly right.
It's not what we witnessed, but anyway.
So just staggering. If we get that CCTV footage, Bluey, it'll be the biggest download in Triple M
Has there
history.
ever been a more Triple M thing ever? That's what I want to know. This is just a standard season of Triple M cricket.
The perfect way to end the Test summer.
What a way to wrap it up.
The perfect way. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back on the other side of this. We might actually talk a bit of cricket. I think there's a change at comms coming. Gussie, Brian Lara, Mark Taylor, although the schedule's been thrown up, so who knows what's coming up on the other side of this. Discovery Parks, Triple M, Rocks, Cricket. The music or me? Well, the music was weird. I don't know what was going on. There's plenty of summer. I was waiting for gunshots. There's plenty of summer left, so there's still time for that summer escape at Discovery Parks. And right now, you'll save 30% off cabins when you book. I'm mentally stressed. Would you mind? I've been involved in a shooting. That gives you more holiday for less. Craziest stat of the summer, Ethan Meldrum.
Travis Head's last 3 deliveries at the Gabba in Test cricket. Caught down the leg side, caught down the leg side, caught down the leg side. Hopefully it's not 4 in a row.
In 3 balls.
3 balls.
The very idea that it's 3 times in a row is crazy enough. But of 3 consecutive balls?
It's extraordinary. Ever heard of anything like that,
Never.
Brian?
You want to call it, Brian?
Oh, here we go.
Come on, Brian.
Do it, Brian.
I see Shamar Joseph comes around the wicket. 3 slips in the gully, but might be looking to get him out down the leg side. Let's see. Bowl him! He's bowled! What a delivery! That's the end of head. And Joseph busted to not has brought West Indies right back into this battle. Beautiful. We've got a game on our hands, Dan. We've got a game on our hands.
I'm not pissing in your pocket. That was bloody good commentary.
Yes, it was.
That was bloody good commentary.
Absolutely outstanding. Full Yorker around the wicket, angled in at the stumps, landing just past the crease. Outstanding Yorker. 4 wickets in 4 balls at the Gabba.
A golden pair. What is that called?
King pair.
A king pair. Oh, Trav. Test match on. Brian, that was bloody outstanding.
Yes. Hazelwood will have the next 2 deliveries with Australia needing 9 and the Windies needing just the 1 wicket.
9. That's you and your big mouth.
4-4 and a tie.
Last night, Hazelwood need 9. He's not keen. Why did he just wait for 2 balls, hit 2 boundaries? 6-4.
Because then it'd still be too short.
6-4.
6-4. You don't want much. Guy's bowling 148 clicks.
Don't care. 6-4. He's 90. He's 91.
Hazelwood might get the runs here.
Shamar Joseph's going to be bowling to him around the wicket with 4 slips. Point mid-on, mid-off. Man under the lid on the leg side short. Hazelwood. Can he survive? Joseph into him now. Oh, he's knocked him over! He's knocked him over! It's all over. Shamar Joseph gets his 7th wicket. He's run round the ground. The Windies are chasing him, and the West Indies have won the Test match. The West Indies have won by 8 runs. Smith, 91 not out. The Hoff's been knocked over off stump, and the West Indies have one of their finest, most famous victories of all time.
Well, blow me down. That's unbelievable. They're actually off the ground now. They're just down from us. They're all running and going berserk. Well deserved. Unbelievable finish for a Test match. 7 for 68 off only 11.5 trouble.
Oh, that's a great performance. Not by the whole side, but particularly Samar Joseph. 11.5 overs, 7 for 68, when really we came to the ground today and we didn't think he'd bowl at all. We thought his toe may well be broken. Fortunately, it wasn't, but it's got to be sore. He would have had a number of jabs. He's taken 7 wickets, and before he came on to bowl, Australia were cruising. They needed about 110 to win, 8 wickets in the shed. He removes Green, he removes Travis Head, back-to-back deliveries, and gave his side some belief, and then finished it off with a cracker. Hits the stumps to remove Josh Hazelwood. The West Indies win a famous Test match by 8 runs.
Absolutely wonderful Test match. Exactly what the Test arena needed. A Test match like this, humbled in Adelaide, and they've come back and won it. The pink ball Test match here at the Gabba.